Okay, Mr. Basic here. Now we're going to, rather than start a new channel, we're going to round out this one a little more based on this new realm that I'm doing literally everything in and spending a lot of time in. So this world was built by MakiMaki. Links to support them are in the description and also here. And yeah, I just had to make this my home. It's not only beautiful and cozy, but it has so many features, games, and hidden mysteries to unlock. It's so perfect. Thank you, MakiMaki. I'm starting to learn to make my own worlds already, but until then, this will be my home. It's the nicest I've found. Weeks of searching through worlds of different sorts, exploring thousands upon thousands. But first, let's go ahead and find ourselves a mirror. Hey, this is me. This is a sort of likeness of me. Sort of the best I could do in terms of having a particular avatar or person here that looks similar to what you hear from me. It's very similar. But anyway, I live here now. I've been spending my time here now on a platform populated by thousands of worlds, some large regions to explore, some small houses, pubs, games, cinemas, whatever anyone has imagined so far. The worlds are connectable by portals or searchable individually. It's mostly experienced on virtual reality headsets, but can also be played with keyboard and mouse. Wouldn't you know? And I did that for about 2.5 weeks before having to come here to do it like this. That social platform is called VRChat, and it's been around for years. People interact using avatars, which allow them to walk around looking like anyone or anything. The environments are uncontrolled, and the people uncensored. Social norms are different than being in public in real life. Expectations in VRChat are unique to the environment and what it offers. You might assume, looking from the outside, that a virtual reality environment offers us the experience of being someone else. But the harsh reality of VR is that it doesn't, take us places as much as it changes the environment around us even, and it immerses us. But what it does socially is makes us vulnerable enough that we can't hide like we can, with just a keyboard and a mouse or whatever, and somehow not be ourselves. We are at least pieces, parts, or sides of ourselves. We can't help it. We end up sharing ourselves here, no matter what, whether we like it or not. People are going to know who you are by the way you decide to act here. And I suppose, there are people on VRChat who are seeking identity or to define themselves in some way, but I can't see it that way at all. Maybe when I was younger and seeking a girlfriend or something like that, I might have been more concerned with that. But yeah, I have a rather unique perspective on identity. I have only ever been able to see human beings as limitless possibility machines, whose change is constant and inevitable. You know, that's just the way we are. It's our nature, and I've always felt like that was my nature. I've never felt like I had too many limitations except for, you know, motivation and time, ability. You know, time was my biggest obstacle, I guess. I always kind of felt like, or believed that that anyone could become anything, you know. And even more so after experiencing life, I found that it does take effort to become something rather than just a thought that you want to, and keep on thinking that way. You know, it doesn't work for you, you know, all the time. Anyway, I digress. But the thing is this. This is the core philosophy here that I'm talking about. Is that all my life I've had to remind people I'm an animal in response to, like, what are you? Are you a liberal or conservative? Or, you know, what ists are you? Are you a pacifist, a Buddhist, a hedonist, an anarchist? You know, the truth is the same for me as it is for every human being on Earth. I'm an animal. You are an animal. You know, that just means that you are a physical being before you're anything else. And people tend to define themselves primarily by what exists in their brains, you know. I think, therefore I am. My identity consists of the thoughts I've formed as life has dealt me what it has. Now, I don't want to minimize that or argue with people about what matters more, the body or the brain, but it's not about comparisons, because everyone feels the way they do about bodies and brains individually. It's an individual and personal thing. I know that, but I simply wish to convey that reality is reality, and thoughts of reality are thoughts of reality, and there's once removed, you know, the concepts and ideas about reality. Like it or not, you are the body more than the brain. The brain was formed to serve the physical body, to create a sense of self, to create a sense of self. That's what it was made for. That's its job, for survival. And quite frankly, if the brain doesn't take care of the body, you both die, body and brain. That's just a fact. Let's take this upstairs. Kind of want to go up here and sit down. Here. Okay. I like to sit here. These are great. Get a little sip of the coffee. The thing is, it's funny. I put a straw in my coffee. I put a straw in my coffee mug. That's the thing. That's the way it goes. Okay. Where was I? So, with all of this in perspective, where does VRChat come in, or the metaverse? The thing is, VRChat isn't like social media because it emphasizes something that talking back and forth does not express, and that is presence. Just presence. Oh, I'm lagging real good there. I think it's just in this area. I'm gonna go over here and just face the mirror again. Actually, here, let's sit down. Alright. I'm just getting the hang of this. I haven't been doing this for too long. Whew. Being present. Being present is the first thing you are. You're just there before you are engaging in conversation or any other type of communication here. You go to a place, you stand in a place, you sit in a place before you speak. That is, if you ever even speak at all. I do feel like I want to go to VRChat to talk to people, especially when it's keyboard and mouse, because that's all you pretty much can do, seems like. To get to know who they are, most of all to hear other perspectives on life and that are different than my own and everything, and to collect stories. I'm a story collector. When looking back, everyone says their favorite thing about VRChat is the people they meet and that they talked to and got to know and became friends with. And that's life-changing when you can find that. So here I am, in between this presence on the one hand, this powerful meditative experience of just sharing a space, like sitting in front of the mirror together in relative silence, and on the other hand, that itching desire to speak, to say hi, and to tap into that seemingly limitless potential that comes from talking to someone. And between those two things lives this awkwardness, this social anxiety. I can't not feel your presence. Even when playing with just a keyboard and mouse, somehow I can't pretend you're not there or ignore you mentally at all. In real life, or IRL as they call it, my social anxiety has always come from that. If there are others in the room, I have someone else to think about besides myself, and I can no longer define myself or remember what my own desires were. In a way. The empathy I feel when around others is immense and overwhelming, and sometimes causes me to close up and shy away, which is counterintuitive to socializing. you know? And there's the awkwardness which comes from a lack of facial expression feedback. I mean, there are many ways in VRChat people express themselves, in placement and body language, and coupled with sound, and all of these are powerful, especially together. However, our facial expressions and the looks in our eyes in reaction to what we hear, that's something, and for the speaker to not see the listener's facial state or misinterpret their reactions due to seeing no reaction on the face of the listener, this is the current limitation of VR. And that's actually the next step they're working on, is the next VR headsets, even coming out later this year, supposedly, are all working on facial recognition more, but yeah, even with the advancements and availability of facial recognition tech, it still gets translated to a different avatar with a different face. So in real use, in reality, complete facial accuracy is not actually what a lot of people are looking for in VR, especially those who like to use it to work on their social anxiety or just to feel a bit more comfortable in a place being behind a mask. I have plenty of avatars that I've found that it's just amazing to go through avatar worlds and find different things to be and things to look like. It's crazy. I have one of each cool little thing that I think might be I don't know, represent me as something else in a different way or something like that. It's great. But yeah, on the subject still of using VRChat to work on social issues, social practice, or social betterment of any sort, one thing that makes it so good is that at a press of a button, we can be gone, done. In some cases, safe. We can sometimes meet people and have the best time in VRChat, the best feelings and the best talks. However, as long as you are in public worlds, which you are all the time, it will be worse than walking down the worst back alleys in the worst cities on Earth, mixed with the worst playgrounds of the most entitled, out of control, screaming children, mixed with 2+ generations of internet trolls living every moment to say to you all the things that we never would have said to each other before it was so easy to shout arguments and insults at a computer all your life, and everyone gets to think they're winning some game, you know, and by even getting reactions. Imagine all of that happening all at once, all around you, nearly every time you come through the door of a new public place, just to try to find friends. VRChat is horrible and awful. It is not often a happy place. It definitely is not safe. And most of the time, it isn't fun. It's a lot of time spent in unmet expectations, a lot of time in confusion, boredom and impatience, disappointment, fear, dead space. You can click on another world and just go there. Or you could stick it out and be patient and sit, you know, and let the riffraff come and go and possibly persevere in your quest to connect with someone eventually in some more meaningful way. Let the riffraff come and go, and it might happen. You never know. Let's go over here. Let's look a little bit more of the house. Oh man, I love this place. I'm not going to show you anything, and actually I'm not even going to make another video showing people anything because there's so many secrets in here and stuff, and you really gotta experience it yourself. Do it yourself. Ooh, lagging a little bit here. God. Anytime I can see that settings menu. Anyway, just the way I've got things right now, turned all up and stuff. It is very, very nice though. This is just one of the many amazing places. But yeah, you can see why I had to make it my home, as opposed to the the original VRChat home, which is fine for a while because it has a mirror right there to look at. That's the most important thing. But anyway, so yeah, I just want to give everybody heads up, that sort of thing. And you know, it's obviously not safe for kids in public worlds, but you know, if you have a private world in VRChat, it can be totally safe. Blah blah blah. Invite only. Blah blah blah. You know, you can have all sorts of worlds that are safe for kids, and portals in between them, and all that stuff. You know, and that's just my thought on the subject. After having spent time here, and everybody has something to say about it and about the whole issue. But anyway, so here I am now in a headset. And now that I'm actually experiencing VRChat in an actual headset and hand tracking, I find the social experience to be a lot more difficult all over again. And on the keyboard and mouse, there was a wall between me and the world of other people that just doesn't exist now. And I didn't notice before, and I wouldn't have known, because I was already feeling way more connected to everybody and wanting to socialize and just, than just being alone in the house, or even if I were using bulletin board type social media like Discord or Facebook. But being in VR is an environmental experience that naturally creates a feeling of presence. Wherever you are, you're there. As far as your real experience is concerned, it's real. The fact that you potentially couldn't feel all the things in the room doesn't end up mattering so much in actual VR situations. VR spaces become especially real when there are people in the room learning and discussing their passions together. You know. But what if you want solitude? What if your daily work, social life, or family causes you to crave refuge, solace, or a sanctuary? We all have different ideas of what a sanctuary looks like, possibly based on where we grew up or other places we've fond memories of, or a place we've always dreamed of traveling to, but have never gone or gotten the chance. VRChat hosts just countless haphazardly searchable worlds. You know, most of them made by users who are just ordinary people who like the platform enough that they learned 3D modeling software enough to make their own worlds, and those worlds exist across varying degrees of public or privateness. And any world that has been made public can have a new copy made of it by anyone at any time, and that world that you make you can make public or private or invite only or whatever. So effectively, any world you find can be one that you can be in all by yourself and never be bothered by another soul. Just be there, all by yourself. Thousands of worlds to choose from and explore on your own. And obviously, you'll be wearing a headset, so in terms of relaxation, you may have to work out some comfort issues and do some problem solving with your space for it to be worth it to relax or meditate with a thing on your face. Once you've made yourself comfortable, though, in real life, you can take advantage of the wonders of VRChat's beautiful sitting destinations, which I won't show you in this video. I mean, you could do one per video, you know. Here is a playable piano. I won't do that today for you because I don't actually have hand tracking on. We'll save that for another time when I do. I mean, finger tracking. Like accurate finger tracking. But yeah, there's lots of secrets and stuff in here, but I've turned a lot of things off so it just looks a little bit more homey rather than a functional, fun place to find secrets. I've turned the crabs off. This is a great bedroom. This is one of my favorite. It's surrounded by water. It's just amazing. This is great. Look at the tree. Alright. There's a crab coin. But anyway, but here, let's turn the mirror on again. Let's do that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So, if none of the places that you go to seem to satisfy at any point in time that you're exploring, you're just like, ugh, these are all awful, whatever. Then the answer should be then to stop focusing on the place and get right back to the self. How does one do that? By finding a mirror. When in non-VR, the mirrors in VRChat are mostly just convenient. You get to see what you look like, talk in a group without moving your head around to see who spoke or how people are reacting with gestures and facial expressions that they use hand gesture things in order to make facial expressions. Anyway, you don't see all that. Or to see who's walking into the room at any given point in time. Sometimes, depending on where the mirror is placed and all that. But when in VR, mirrors are a lot more important for those same practical reasons, but also psychological and emotional reasons. To me, mirrors make VRChat what it is. A lot of people will say the same thing. Great surroundings in VR are wonderful, but the mirrors make the experience complete, whether you're with others or alone. The mirror causes a person to be aware of themselves more, aware of what is happening in the room, and aware of their place in it. The feeling is natural, instant, and doesn't require awareness of it, even. I mean, looking in a mirror is like opening another set of eyes. And with your arms and head moving to express yourself, you'll find, yourself moving to express your emotions and stuff like that. And perhaps even to dance like a marionette. Both worlds and, both words and the facial expressions can be less necessary then, and surroundings even matter less. Before you have a set of friends, your VRChat experience will be to walk into rooms over and over where either a group of people are huddled together staring at a wall, or there's nobody there. Either way, the first thing is always to push the button on the wall, which turns that wall into a mirror. In VRChat, the mirror is like a campfire. Thank you, Little Leo, for that one. It's a great creator. This is where everyone gathers to both socialize and chill, the mirror. Also a focal point for those who orbit around and, yell obscenities or provocative things at mirror dwellers. Go figure. People who like to put you all together, or they know why you're sitting in front of the mirror and what kind of person you are because of it or whatever. It's awful, but it happens. But people with full body tracking lounge on the floor with each other and, cuddle and everything. And they just lounge and also dance. The full body tracking people just, they like to dance. They walk around. It's great. The effect of meditation is often self-awareness, right? Finding a focal point or centering oneself. So the addition of a mirror helps immensely with that. It can provide an instant shortcut to that state. And no matter what you see in that mirror, whether it looks like you or a cartoon or a rock, the effect is the same. The focal point is you. You are focusing on yourself, your presence. In conclusion, I gotta wrap this up. There's a lot of things in VR, outside of VRChat, that you can do and see. There's lots of games, amazing games out there. There's 360 videos of flying around places. This totally made me cry. And 3D virtual workspaces are actually useful, especially for real-life minimalists. Who want to cut down on clutter, not even use a PC anymore for their work. And there's 3D printing, 3D printing, painting. There's painting programs that just have these amazing functions. You will just blow you away, just blow your mind. Architecture and house design apps always needed that VR element, and always kind of needed that to be the main thing. And now they're here, and that's what you can do. And I've even been using that sort of stuff. I've been playing Minecraft in VR, which is, really, mining is a bit too tough of an exercise, but the best part of it is how scary it is at night when you're out there trying to get back to your house and zombies are following you behind you and stuff it's heart racing. It's cool. It's cool stuff. But VRChat is the place to go and the place to be. It just is. And let me if I do the low quality one, yeah, see, I can see it just does. That's a setting where you can do the cutout only of me that way. They call it LQ because it actually takes up less resources. But anyway, VRChat is a platform containing infinite worlds where people go to just be, whether excuse me, we like it or not. We must be open to anything as an unspoken rule, because naturally anything will happen, and it's just a free world, like it or not, and it's thriving as like the leading thing amidst a current dystopian culture of controlled media that's going on still, on the PC front. But even people with PCs are using VRChat in droves, which is cool. And and being a part of other metaverses that other people are cooking up, they're just really just trying to copy what's already good about what people have already been spending years and years doing well. There's a lot of people out there just trying to get on the bandwagon. But hey, this is going to continue to thrive, and this is where I'm going to be from here on out, doing jams, practicing performances, show interviews and stuff. As far as the Mr. Basic channel goes, I'm gonna just decide what's interesting enough, and because this is the Mr. Basic channel is me, not just music, but it's always going to be very music centered. So hope you all are okay with this. If not, cool. I think there haven't been too many people just watching me consistently recently in the first place, because I've kind of not been posting that much. I used to be bi-weekly, so compared to that, I just haven't been doing that so much. And so let's get into what I'm doing now and where I'm doing it, no matter what it is. And I'm just going to keep on giving you all the details and have this be my main thing. Alrighty. Till next time. Peace. Alright, how do I do that? I'm doing this frame thing instead. Shoot. I'm getting the hang of these. Alright, everybody, thumbs up.